think I'm going to just do this in silly voices for summary for episode 9.
Of Paul Moffett, editor of Louisville Music News, and Long Thanh Nguyen, a Vietnamese electric guitar legend who lives in Louisville, Kentucky, and who I kind of managed for a while. And, why are you doing silly voices? Because it's very hard to talk about. Because, honestly, this is the episode where everything went kablooey with regard to the podcast. And as I look back on it, I think Long was there, Paul was there, and I wanted to make a summary about them, about having these people who are mentors to me and who are dear people to me in my heart, and to have them on together, and they did kind of know each other, but to have them on and to make a special episode centered around them. And it was ruined because I can't even think, even with the good parts of the episode, I can't even think back to it without thinking about the person who kind of destroyed everything. And it all started out. Here's how it all started out. It started out where I was expecting a music cue, and there wasn't a music cue. It's like the music didn't happen, and he didn't discuss it ahead of time with me, like, oh, it's that this is difficult. Yeah, this is difficult for me. He didn't say that to me, and it's like, so it's like I'm left hanging. You can't have music in a show without, you can't have television without music. And that's what I'm trying to do, is make television. You cannot have television without music. It's like a tucky, warm cup of cocoa. It's familiarity. It's familiarity for me because it gets me in the mood. It's familiar to the people watching. It's like you don't do that. And we didn't discuss that ahead of time. He just sprung it up on me and said, I had to adjust. And I just felt like, my show wasn't mine anymore. It was becoming his. And there was tension. And, and it's like, I think I got through the interview with Paul and, but Long walked away in the middle of the interview. He just got up while Paul was talking. He didn't feel comfortable. He didn't feel like the whole show was about bringing people together. And, it was falling apart because he could feel that the energy is off. This guy is very sensitive. Long is a very sensitive human being, and he could feel that so much that he just got up and walked away. And then he came back when it was time for me to interview him, and he apologized to me, but I understood. I understood why. And here's the thing about this whole mess. This is why I think I was used for this guy's own purposes, selfish purposes, and then spat out when I no longer fit them. Because everything that went wrong that day could have been easily talked out as friends. Me and him, that guy used to talk, had 2-hour, 4-hour conversations. We used to talk a lot every week. We hit, it's like we became friends very quickly when I met him in April or whenever last spring. And it just I don't know how I don't remember how he became part of the podcast, but I was kind enough. I was like, oh, these guys, he's volunteering to help me with my podcast. But I feel like, honestly, sincerely, like he was using my podcast as a way to learn about podcasts in general for his own purposes down the road. And when I didn't fit that anymore, he spat me out, and he didn't have to give me those 3 episodes back. And that's how I feel. And if I'm wrong about him, he can prove me wrong anytime. I'm moving forward. I'm going ahead, and, okay. All right. Is there anything more, honestly, you want to say about Paul and Long? Those two men are very special and to me, and I apologize for not doing an episode with regard to them. I don't know if they would really want to do the episode, but I'm more than happy to. I'll make them an offer, and and I know these people are good men, and I'm so glad that filming with them did not affect my friendship with them in the slightest. They could sense the tension, but they knew it wasn't personal to them, and these people are really good guys. Anything else to say? Yeah, I'm going to start doing my blog more. Okay, all right, take care.